Hello viewers, welcome back. Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to give you background about Langflow and its features. And we have a AI Devs Langflow competition going on. So I'll give you details about the AI Devs Langflow competition, how you can participate and how you can register to that competition, how you can set up Langflow locally in your machine to get it started and participate into this Langflow competition, how you can reuse the resources provided by Langflow team or competition team so that you can start Langflow workflow and then you can submit the like challenges for week one. So let's get started. What is Langflow? So it's a low code app builder for RAG or retrieval augmented generative uh, text and multi-agent AI applications. It's Python based and agnostic to any model or API or database. So it's a very user-friendly uh, GUI or UI based app builder where which you can use for RAG and multi-agent AI flows. Okay, the core features for Langflow involves it's a Python based and it's not dependent on any model or APIs or database. It's independent of all those uh, infrastructures. Visual IDE, it's a visual IDE, like you can visually create the workflows uh, for RAG and multi-agent AI. It's a drag and drop workflow that you can use, similar to what we have for, let's say, for example, Azure Logic App workflows or Power Automate workflows, similar to that. So it's a flow-based uh, app builder. Now it's also a multi-agent. You can orchestrate any kind of workflow related to RAG and multi-agent builder. Okay, you can immediately test and iterate workflows with step-by-step control. It's a You have a free cloud service available like DataX, which provide you set up for free cloud service where you can get started with Langflow without any installation required. You can simply import your workflows or create a new workflows in Langflow and then build your apps. You can publish as an API. So whatever the apps you are building, you can publish as an API or export as a Python application as well. Observability with Langsmith, Langfuse, and Langwatch. These are some of the tools, or you can say components within Langflow, which you can use for observation, watching the runtime, right? Build some tools, all those things. It's also enterprise grade. It has also enterprise grade security and scalability with free Langflow, data stacks Langflow. Sorry, my mistake. So it's a enterprise grade secure. It has enterprise grade security and scalability with free data stacks Langflow cloud service. So earlier I mentioned we have free cloud service, right? So data stacks provides you a cloud service where you can simply get started with just building your Langflow without having to set up yourself any environment for this app building, right? So that will help customize workflows or workflows entirely just using the Python. So we have something called custom components within Langflow, which you can utilize to build your own customization, write your own Python functions to churn the data, do the transformation, and any kind of function that you want to write. Then we have 10th point, ecosystem integration as a reusable component for any model. I'm going to show you how you can save each of the components that you are building with different parameters or values that you set in the component flow and save those as another components and which you can reuse, let's say in different lang flows that you are going to create in future. You can see the powerful integration that Langflow provides with different systems or different integration, right? Google, Midjourney, Anthropic, Hacker News, PowerPoint, Word, AIML, Grok, Messenger. So all these components that you can integrate with. Okay, so that's about the Langflow and Langflow features. Let's talk about AI Dev Langflow competition. So in the AI Dev Langflow competition, let's go to competition page. So you can go to langflow.org/AIDevs-India, this link, and you can know about the competition. It's the biggest AI competition in India, and we have 8 lakhs of rupees to be given as a prize. Uh, we are looking for talent, 100% free participation. So that's about the what Langflow uh, challenge is, and also let me show you how you can participate. So you can simply join their Discord server. You click to this link, and if you have the Discord account, then you'll be redirected to join those Discord server. If you haven't joined it already, then you need to create a Discord account and then join through this particular link. Once you have joined the Discord server, you have to verify yourself. So just click here and join those. Uh, like it's a check-in option. Once you check in, you can see here there's two versions, one for Brazilian language and one for Indian language. You have to go to AI Devs India link, and under that you'll find channel 1. So it gives you all the information about AI Devs India Week 1 competition challenge, which is started on 26th of August, and today is the deadline. By mid of today, midnight of today, we have to complete this challenge, week 1 challenge. Okay, and then these results will be announced on September 4 for the week 1. You can see the prizes being offered for each of the places, right? We have a content creation bonus as well, so this video is also part of that content creation activity. Then in that challenge you have to process a file, a prompt engineering guide that is been provided, and then extract the content and then generate TLDR or too long didn't read summary of that content, which will be evaluated based on this evaluation criteria. Like primary metrics is your TLDR document or summary will be evaluated against 10 questions for similarity. Your summary should be comprehensive enough to answer these questions accurately. Secondary metric, the number of tokens in the generated answer will be used as a tiebreaker. Shorter, more concise summaries that still capture all the necessary information will be favored. Judging process. So LangWatch component will be used to track and evaluate a submission. I'm going to show you how you can utilize the LangWatch component of Langflow to do the submission. So that's the part of 7th point. I'm going to demo that as well. Then how to submit, all these parts will be covered in this point 7. Okay, coming to the how to use the resource provided, for that I'm just mentioning, we'll go into this point 6 details later. Then here you see the prompt engineering guide file is provided to you, which will be used in your Langflow as an input file to use this longer file and bigger file, and then create a TLDR document summary, right? So summary document you have to create. Also, the workflow, a basic workflow has been provided Langflow. So this is the JSON file. For that, you can simply import it in your Langflow. So all these I'm going to explain in point 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now, how to register and participate. Point 4. To register yourself, you have to go to competition page here using the same link I gave you, and then register with your GitHub account. If you don't have the GitHub account, create one GitHub account and then use that account to register GitHub. I've already done this for my account. So you have to just click here and provide all the sign in and permissions to register. Once you have registered that, then the next step is to set up the Langflow. So let me show you how you need to set up the Langflow. So I prepared one starter guide. So what you have to do, I have done this for my Windows machine. If you are using Mac, there will be some steps that will be different. So let me explain that. So you have to open a terminal or command prompt first, then go to your directory where you want to create this Langflow project. You can change to that directory using this change directory command. And once you are into your project directory, you can run python -m, then v environment to create a separate Python environment, and you give your Python environment name. For example, for me, I have created python -m venv and Langflow. Langflow is my Python environment name. Okay, so this is my environment name. So once you run this script in your Python environment, in your command prompt, it will create a Python environment for you. It will hardly take more than 10 seconds. So simply you run this command and it will create a Langflow Python environment. Then next, what you have to do, you have to activate that environment to work in that particular environment. On Windows, you have to run this particular script, your environment name /script/activate. That way you can activate that environment. Since my environment name is Langflow, I have run this script Langflow/script/activate, which will activate my Langflow environment. So let me demo that for you. I've set up already all these, I've done all this process. So let me do that. Once you run this, you'll see this environment name has been shown here. Okay. So you see now I'm working within Langflow environment within this project directory. Okay. So you should see your environment activated as this one. That's the next step. Once you are into that environment, I'm using Python 3.12 or 3.12. Okay, so that requires Microsoft Visual C++ 14.0 version. But in some cases, I've seen in the comments in Discord that some people who have Python 3.10, they don't need to install this Microsoft Visual Studio C++. So just make sure if it's working, and if that dependency issue is coming, then you have to install it first, and then you have to install the Python package like Langflow package. So any Python version which is older than 3, 3.10 will not work. So you have to have Python 3.10 or higher to work with Langflow. Now, once this environment and all these dependencies are installed, then you have to run this pip install Langflow, and it will take some time. So be patient and take a coffee or break to like take a coffee break and then come back to see if that installed or not. Once all these packages are installed, then you can run this script python -m langflow run, which will simply execute or start your Langflow environment in browser. Okay, so let's see. For the sake of time, uh, I'll just fast forward it. Now you see the Langflow is started. So app builder is started, and you can access it locally using this port. So I'll do control, I'll press the control button and then click on this link, and this will open Langflow app builder in this browser. Give it a second to reload, and now you can see it's loaded. Okay, usually when you'll start for the first time, you don't see all these options. You have to create one project name here, or your project folder will be shown here, and under that project folder you'll see all the Langflow workflows and components, and if you click all, it will show flows and components both into one page. So let me go to flows. Okay, what you have to do, you have been provided one file, right? Langflow file, which is this AI Devs India. We click on this download button and it will download the file. I have saved it in my project folder. So what you can do, let's download this. I'll save this. Now this file is saved. What I'll do, I'll go to Langflow, app builder page, and here you can see upload button. Just click on that and simply browse this file. And here you can see this file has been created. Since I have a file with the same name, so it has created with same name but added this one into that. So once you click on this, it will open that Langflow workflow that has been provided to you. This is a default workflow provided to you for you, and you can utilize this to build your prompts. I'll close this. Now, if you see here, this is taking a file component to load a file. Now, this file will be the input for your uh, prompting and for content, right? From that content, you have to create too long don't read summary. Okay, so first you have to provide this file. You can see right now there is no file in that. Okay, I'll zoom in. You can zoom in here. There's no file in that. Simply click the browse and then you can simply select the file that has been downloaded. Okay, so let me first download the prompt engineering guide file from this challenge. So this is the second file, and let me save it. Okay, and let me browse it. So you see prompt engineering guide, I can put it here. So this markdown file will be sent as input. If you see the play buttons, each of the components you can run individually, okay, one by one, to check if this component is working fine. So if I'll just run, you'll see this file is loaded properly, okay, and it will show a green tick mark. So file has been loaded. Now you can run the parse data and it will parse that file and extract the text or all the text from this markdown file. Next is giving the prompt. So you can see here there's a default prompt given. You are a zero shot summarizer. Consider the content below, and this is kind of a variable or placeholder, you can say. So it's referring to the content that has been extracted from the prompt engineering guide file. So that content will be used, and then you have to prepare a too long don't read kind of summary using that content. So that's your prompt. Okay, so you save it and you see this text is going as a value, one of the value or input to content, a placeholder. Here in the OpenAI component, you see it's using GPT-4o mini. We have to use GPT-4o mini as the model as per the challenge mentioned. This you can find in the announcement tab. Okay, I'm not going to reveal the OpenAI tokens. So OpenAI tokens as well as the which model to use has been mentioned in the announcement channel. Okay, so here you have to place, you have to select model and then you have to add OpenAI API key. So what you can do, click on this, and if you see I have created already one OpenAI Open API key and place the value. But let's say first time if you're doing that, you can click on add new variable. You can give a variable name like OpenAI key and then place the token value here. So for this challenge, we have been provided 5 tokens. You can use any of the tokens. You have to use one single token. Out of those 5, you can use any of the token. Okay, and then save the variable, and what it will do, it will save as one of the variables here, and then you can select that to set the Open API key from that variable. This helps you not to expose your OpenAI keys externally. Okay, temperature is something you can increase or decrease. Once you keep the temperature value low, then your prompt response would be very specific answers. It will come to strictly follow as per your instruction. But then if you increase the temperature, it will be more creative and maybe somewhat deviate from your actual prompt, and it will show the creative answers. It will give you the creative response. If you remember, in the Bing chat also we have these three other options, right? Either be creative or be concise, right? So if you decrease the temperature, it will be more concise response. If you increase the temperature, it will be more creative response. Now, once you have done these settings, you can run this as well, and it will start from the beginning, load the file, extract the content, run the prompt, and then use that prompt. That prompt will be given against this model, against this API key, and it will generate a response. You can see that response here. Okay, so you can click on this text box and you can see the response here, right? Prompt engineering is a discipline, so you can see the too long don't read response coming here. Now this is a response, but you want to view it through a chat output window, right? So ideally, once this Langflow workflow will be exposed as an API, then this response will be shown within the chat output. So there is a chat output component here. You run this, and the output you can see here. Okay, once you click on this message, right, you can see the chat output here. Now how you need to see it, you can go to playground and you will be able to see this chat output. Okay, for now you cannot give the prompt from here, from this text box, right, because we are running it in workflow. But ideally, that's how even if you remember, ChatGPT works. You give your prompt in this text field, and then response will be shown at the top. So that's how this chat prompt playground window works. Okay, next, since you have got your output, you want to submit this to Langflow Langwatch evaluator component. That's the component uh, you can use to submit your response uh, to Langflow competition, and Langwash evaluator will evaluate your prompt response, and that's how you submit your challenge responses, right? It also generates a URL every time you do a submission. So that's how you are going to submit your prompt response for this challenge. You have to provide your email ID here and your name, and then run this. So let me provide my email ID here, and my name here, and then I'm just going to alter it for some other Gmail which I don't have. It's just for demo. Okay, and then I'll run this Langwatch evaluator. What it will do, it will run the end-to-end workflow from start to end, and then submit the Langwatch evaluator submission. Once you click trace URL, you will be able to see your submission URL. You copy this and open it in a new browser and paste it, and you can see your language evaluator submission, span ID, the date when you have submitted this response, what was your prompt engineering uh, prompt, and what was the response as the output. So that's how you are going to submit. So that's where I have covered Langflow setup, how to use resource provided, week 1 challenge submission. Let me give you bonus. So how you can save some of the components in the language. So let me go to Visual Studio Code. So this is the workflow I've created. Let's say I want to save OpenAI component so that I can use it in another workflow. Okay, I have done some of the key I have added, models I have selected, maybe temperature value I have changed, and this is the same parameter I want to use for another workflow. All right. So what I'll do, I'll just click on this component, and here you see three dot. Click there, and you have a save button. There is a shortcut key also, Control Alt S, to save your component. There is already one component that I have already saved, so that's why it's asking me to replace it, or I can just click create new and it will save it with a new name. Okay, now let me close this, and you can see all those components under this saved sidebar. Okay, saved category. Now this is a default workflow that for this challenge it has been provided, but let's say if you want to build your own workflow for any other, not for any other challenge, but as a your project, you have all those components available here as input components, output components, prompts. Okay, if you want to save data into this file or provide the data through these components like file, through a directory, through API request, you want to pass on the data to your workflow, you want to utilize a different model from different AI providers, right? Mistral AI, Hugging Face, right? So you can utilize that. Then there is helpers like chat memory. If you want to create list, you want to filter data, ID generator, you want to merge data, pass data, all those things. Then you have vector stores. So any of these stores you can use for vector stores. Okay. Then you have embeddings. So if you want to do the RAG and agent building, so you need embeddings, right? So you can utilize these embeddings. You have some experimental components like agents, right? Utilities, memories, prototypes, text splitters, other toolkits, right? So all those are provided by Langflow app builder framework. You can utilize this to build any kind of RAG and AI agent based workflows and expose those through API. I hope I was clear in explaining all of these points, and thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Go to my YouTube channel and you can find this video. Thank you. Bye bye.